The sound morphed into a low, whispering voice calling their names. Daniel, Paul.
The Dad Collective, that's the show. With two young dads to let you know the ups and downs, the highs and lows. The Dad Collective podcast, here we go. Here we go.
And we're back.
I was waiting to see what you were going to do there.
It was either going to be that or and we're
Like elementary school. What was his name? We had an
Count Chocula?
We had an elementary school
Mr.
teacher
Anderson.
who would go.
Mr.
It was
Anderson.
Halloween. He acted like the Count.
Yeah, the French teacher.
Yeah,
Mr.
every year.
Anderson.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Mr. Anderson. I hope he's doing well. I'm Daniel, though.
Paul
And this is another spooky episode
of the Dad Collective podcast.
I want to treat these Halloween podcast episodes like Treehouse of Horror, like Simpson stuff. So like
Yeah,
this is season 2 essentially of the Halloween episodes.
Oh yeah, true.
We're in season 3 officially,
Yeah,
but this is like our second.
And like I think we
I don't know
actually
how we
kind of
did seasons.
stopped. Yeah, we stopped actually talking about episode, like how many episodes per season.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
We do it when it feels right.
Yeah, like maybe we'll have a new set. We actually did start.
Well, we do have a little bit of a new set.
Yeah, it's
spooky.
It's spooky.
There's some zombie hands.
Yep,
Anyone
zombie
who's just listening, this is your cue to go to YouTube to check it out. There's a beautiful skull pillow, a lovely decor item.
What's actually funny because the last time we did a Halloween episode,
Yeah.
we're just like, let's just dress up in costumes and not even mention them or say anything about Halloween. And
I
then we
think-
said Happy Halloween at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did we do that?
We did that. That this time we're leaning into it.
Yeah, we've grown a bit. No time, we're not going to try to trick you.
Yeah, no tricks
No,
here.
no tricks, just
I'm a
treats.
trick. I'm a trick. Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Yeah, you haven't been fully able to enjoy it because you're not
no.
watching horror movies every
So
night.
I've watched a couple. I've watched a couple of horror movies. Not one every single night, but I try to watch when I can. So I'm sitting like in my office. I've got 2 screens with a horror
Working
movie
hard.
playing on one of them.
And the other one just like
And
deals.
is like, yeah, just dealing with stuff. And I'm trying to negotiate and people are screaming and
Makes
fun
sense for
things.
Halloween.
It does.
Like
it
you're
does.
murdering someone. Nice
does.
costume, by the way.
Thank you. You brought it for me because I was ill prepared and dealing with work. So
Yeah, we went. We did every year. We do a family like Halloween costume.
Okay.
So that year that you're wearing, obviously we did different characters from Toy Story.
Yep.
This year we talk about Bluey lots on this podcast because my kids still love it, or a couple of my kids still do.
Bluey's good.
And it's fantastic. It's a really good show. If you have to watch a kids show, it's enjoyable enough that you can enjoy it with your children and not just be like
Smashing
wanting
your
to
head.
murder your whole family.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we're doing different characters from Bluey. I'm obviously Bandit. That's Bluey's dad.
Are they Australian or New Zealand?
Australian.
Okay.
Jamie will be whatever Bluey's mom's name. I forget her name. I think it's like
That's sexist.
Sherry or Cherry or
Sure.
Pepper or something like
Yeah.
that. Sunny is Bingo, which is Bluey's sister.
Okay.
And Bluey is Atlas.
And then what about Joey?
Joey is now at the age 9 years old
9 years old.
where she doesn't want to participate in a family Halloween costume.
Were you offended by that?
Was I offended? No, I wasn't offended.
You
I
were
was
offended.
I'm upset about it.
So you were offended.
No, there's a difference between like offended and upset. I don't get offended by anything.
Okay.
I don't get offended because usually people get offended from other people's opinions,
Oh,
and
man.
other people are allowed to have opinions. So
Sure.
nothing offends me really.
Okay.
But I do get upset, and it was not like an upset like I'm sad and I'm just tearing, but it's just
Yeah.
more like that moment, and maybe it'll come back around. But right now that moment is gone for her. She's like interested in like what she wants to dress up as, and she has like an idea for like school because you go to school in a costume,
Yeah.
and then you have a costume separate for the evening.
Okay.
For the trick or she needs a costume change, and so she's just doing her own thing. And I just said I'm gonna Photoshop like a costume like in this world onto her for our photos because I can't let people know that I don't have complete control of my kids.
Yeah. So what is she going to be?
She is going to be she bought a zombie cheerleader costume.
Wow.
Something just moved.
What moved?
Something, man.
Haunted?
This fucking podcast is
Set
haunted.
is haunted?
Yeah, so
Did I ever tell you?
she's doing her own thing, and it's Interesting.
This house might be haunted.
And she wants to like, and I don't know what the rules are, but I know what my rules are.
What are your rules?
She wants to go trick-or-treating without us, not with just like a friend, but maybe like a friend and their parent. But I don't know parents. It's like the sleepover situation for me. Like, she's going with me. She has to come with us, either me or Jamie, whatever. I don't care.
But what time are you going trick-or-treating?
We start like when it starts to get kind of dim, which is like around 6:30. You probably head out.
Oh, true.
And we
Because
get
they
home.
have like normal bedtimes.
Not recently. They've been staying up late recently. But yeah, like you get home around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and you start to wind things down. So it's a lot of trick-or-treating. My area goes all out. So like it's fun because and we go all
Well,
out.
I saw your house because I went to go pick
But
up
you didn't
a
see
microphone.
it plugged in though. I kept it unplugged for you because I didn't want you to get spooked out.
Yeah, totally. I spook
It's so
easy.
loud. So all those robots, like there's like 4 robotic zombies in my
Yeah.
thing. They like make loud noise. I mean, you can turn it down, but I keep it up.
Yeah.
They make loud noises and light up and move. So it's like to leave it on at night when it's not Halloween. It's just you're just being a pest.
There's a house around the corner from us
Yeah.
that is hands down the best Halloween that I have ever seen.
Really.
I will go and try to take some video of it. Not promising, so this might be completely irrelevant.
Well, I can show. Oh, I won't be able to show mine. I don't think. Actually, I can show mine.
You live at your house. You can go outside and film it.
I just was thinking about like when this has to be edited and released, and when will I have a chance to do it? Because I'm going away.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure.
Well, this is going up for Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's next week though.
Oh shoot! So this is actually going up before Halloween.
This is going up before Halloween.
This is what day of the week is this?
Today is Tuesday.
Oh shit! So this is actually going up on
Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
And that's the 20.
How are you going to do this?
I'll do it.
Yeah. We're probably missing a week, guys.
This is either coming out pre-Halloween or post-Halloween, but it will be around Halloween.
No, it's not going to
And-
be post Halloween.
Yeah, because Halloween's next Thursday. So
Yeah.
so if we miss this Friday, then next Friday is post-Halloween.
Yeah.
Unless I do midweek. I don't know. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot. You're going
so
to
many spooky
Vegas.
things. I'm going to Vegas. I'm working. But yeah, I'm just.
So when you guys
trying to
go
get by.
trick or treating,
Yes.
do you guys come home and partake in the candy? Didn't something happen last year with Joey and her candy, and she did something stupid? And
Probably. I mean, she does do stuff like that, but no. So what we've been doing since, we've started the trick-or-treating kind of tradition
yeah,
is we've just, we buy a lot of candy for our house
Yeah.
to give away because there's a lot of kids.
what are you giving away this year?
We haven't bought it yet. I'll order it eventually. And so what I just do is honestly, I just take their bag and I just throw it in the garbage and I just give them canned chocolate like that we have whenever they kind of want. There's so much shit that people give out. Like there's like, I don't feel like sorting through it and being like, this is good, this is not. I have to fight her over like Popeye cigarettes. Like I'm not.
Those are so good.
There's just some garbage
She could
stuff in
start her
there.
habit early. She's going to be a zombie smoking cheerleader. That's how you become a zombie and die
Behind the bleachers.
from smoking. Getting, anyways.
You're going way
Well,
off.
I was gonna
but
derail this episode.
Yeah, we've just been tossing it because they haven't been really super aware of like the idea of trick or treating they enjoy, but they don't know the joy of like eating all the candy like we used to. But now Joey, I think, will, and like they're getting
What
there.
if
So
what if there's some full size chocolate bars in there?
I'll do a little look.
You're gonna. So what he's saying by throwing it in the garbage,
I'm gonna
is
eat it all.
He lines the garbage like he lines his pockets when he goes to a buffet, and he's gonna take the stuff that he likes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys really saw it. There's so many apples with razor blades in there.
It's funny.
Can't trust
I don't
anybody.
even like we right now we have chocolate. Like I barely ever snack anymore. Like I don't eat a lot of like snacks.
Because you're depressed.
No, maybe. No,
Sad
because
Daniel doesn't snack.
no, I just can't do it anymore. No, I think that it's mostly because like I don't actively work out, and so the only way for me to stay slim and trim is to just like be a little more mindful of what I eat.
Oh.
So I just like I've trained my body to stop wanting food.
I ate one meal yesterday and I'm still fat. So, and I work out 6 days a week. It's just doesn't go
There's
away.
something missing.
There's something.
I mean, you look great in
something.
that Woody outfit.
I try. I was never into Toy Story.
Really?
And it was like one of my least favorite Pixar's. I was more of a Monsters Inc. kind of guy.
Are you gonna take your little guy out trick or treat?
Yeah, we are. We just
And-
bought him a costume.
Yeah.
Well, we have two, but I'll send a video so you can show. There's gonna be a lot of
I'm
clips.
gonna
in this.
forget.
There's gonna be a lot of. There's gonna be a lot of clips. Yeah, he only watches the first 3 minutes
3 minutes.
and then decides.
That's
to put
where all the
stuff in.
magic happens.
Yeah, no, we're definitely taking him trick or treating, but he's got an early bedtime, and we got
But
a
he's
lot
not.
of kids.
He can't like. He's not gonna walk. So it's more just like for the cuteness of it in the photo op. Like he's not trick or
Well, I'm
treating.
trying
He's
to
not
get as much
holding.
free candy
He's
as I
not holding
possibly
his
can.
bag
Yeah,
like
he
is
is.
on his
I'm
own.
gonna staple the bag to him.
Just please, I want to go to bed.
Like, is that a costume or is he really bleeding? I was like, oh, it's a costume.
That's when you can get away with it.
You
it's the
can.
one day. It's like the purge, but for Halloween.
It's one day. Do people still prank on Halloween? Like, are there a lot of pranksters in your area?
Not I haven't seen any.
No.
Doesn't mean that there.
You guys haven't been
isn't.
pranked? You haven't been egged?
Nope, I've never been
TP'd?
egged. No TP.
No firecrackers?
It's because I've always provided the treats, so no need for the trick.
Well, like, what kind of quality treats are you getting since you've shat
don't
talk
know.
all the treats in your area?
Just the standard stuff. Like I get a little bit of everything. Like it's all like the little mini chocolates and all the little mini candies and little mini bags of chips and things like that. Just the tricky part is figuring out like who's gonna go with the kids.
And
See,
who's
this is the
staying
part I have to figure out now. It's like who's staying. Usually like my sister or my family comes by, like my mom or whatever. So everyone just kind of moves around. But it's now that the kids we aren't all going together necessarily. It's really it's like an experiment to figure out like, okay, I'll walk with like Sunny and Atlas because they'll move together at a similar pace, and you'll take Joey, or maybe like Joey will want to like walk with her little brother and bring him around because she might think that's cute. So there's like new dynamics to this trick-or-treating kind of world that I feel like are going to be a big jump from last year, because now they're all a little bit more independent. There is no like, Asher where you're doing it with them. It's like they're walking on their own, they're moving on their own, they're going to want to run to doors on their own. So it's tricky. Luckily, like my neighborhood's pretty safe. The only thing that actually worries me is that there's people that are still like driving around like on these side streets, and there's so many kids.
Yeah.
So that part is the only
and it's
scary
like not
part.
really dark yet when you guys go.
When we start,
and
but then it gets dark pretty quickly and it's hard to see.
hopefully it's good weather. But I always find like global warming must be a thing, because I remember like when we were trick or treating,
It's like your snowsuits over our
yeah,
costume.
it's like it was so dumb. Like,
Yeah,
unless
it's-
you were dressed up as like a superhero, because then you look super jacked.
Yeah, you just put it all underneath. I have
Yeah.
a picture of me in a Superman outfit wearing
Yeah.
like my winter coat underneath.
It
wasn't great.
Yeah, no, I used to really love Halloween, and we'd like make maps of where we were going. And one time we did like that Renaissance area.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
gave out like amazing, like the rich people area in our hood growing up, and they give away some like really good candy.
Yeah, like full Gatorade bottles.
So like now it's just like no one really trick or treated in my parents' area. I found
No,
like,
well,
it
because you
wasn't-
lived in like a religious area,
Yeah,
so like
it
they
wasn't-
don't trick or treat
But like last year was, I guess, our first Halloween.
with him.
No,
No,
not
he
with
wasn't
him.
born yet.
Oh shit! No, we had two Halloweens. Did we have two? I just remember last year was crazy with. No, I think we had two Halloween. We've had two Halloweens here
With him.
without
Here.
him. No,
Yeah, without
in this
him.
house. In
yeah,
this
he
house.
wasn't born yet.
Yeah, in this house, and like the amount of kids that we get
Yeah.
is insane. Like we went through.
I feel like maybe we get more. Like I don't know if you know what insane is.
No, dude, I must have
Like
it was
every house in my street has kids. So
Yeah,
just,
same.
Like, your
Same.
neighbor doesn't have
I'm-
kids.
there's
Your
a
neighbor's
s-
like 90 years old.
There's a school down the street.
School's down the street from everybody's house.
No.
That's what residential neighborhoods
No,
are.
dude, it's like it's mental.
There's a school, there's a community
it's like
center.
it's like nonstop. It was nonstop fucking kids.
And so your house is conducive to it? Because like, what do? You sit down here
We-
on the step?
We leave the.
Are you a
gate
bowl
open.
lever?
We leave the gate open.
Yeah, but like, where do you sit while you're providing candy?
We go up and down, up and down.
I feel like this is what you guys are gonna end up doing this year. Like, one, you or Jess, or maybe together, you'll go out for like 20 minutes.
Well, the two of us will go out because
but then nobody's monitoring your house. Then who's gonna give out the
Well,
candy
the
to
pumpkin,
all the other
the
kids?
pumpkin won't be out yet.
That's the sign. The pumpkin has to
The
be
pumpkin, that's the sign of Halloween. When the pumpkin is
out. But
lit,
you have other things
got-
on your door and wall, and no.
not yet.
So you just put one little sad pumpkin out, and that's
I
like
put a Satan star in blood, and we'll put that up.
So
as soon
you'll
as
go out
Asher's in
early,
blood.
and then you'll come back,
Yeah,
and then
like-
he'll help hand out candy. Because that's when they're really young, like that, and they can start to manipulate things. That's the fun part. Is like, all right, Asher, drop it in. You put it in his hand, and he drops it in the bag, and they get a lot of pleasure from doing that.
yeah,
because it's
still-
less
he's a
work
li-
for
he's
them
a
to
little
walk around.
He's a little too young for that.
He's young, but like you can
He just
still
throws stuff on the ground.
perfect. Throw it into the bag.
Yeah, if he misses, then it's a wasted candy. What were
It's-
some of your favorite Halloween memories
As a child,
as a child? Should I order our food now?
yeah,
Is
order
it
our
time?
food. Eating was a great one. I don't know, like I just loved Halloween in general. I like it more now that I have kids, if that makes sense. Like I definitely enjoy it way more because it's fun for like I'm a kid at heart, and now I have other kids around me. Like my parents weren't super into like my parents and I were very separated from kid, no, from like parent and child role, right? Like parents these days are more like closer to their kids, like similar things as their kids. Like we enjoy the same stuff. Where back in the day, it's like
Yeah.
you had your kid shows, your parents had your parent show. Like now those lines get crossed. And so now I have like 3 kids around me that I get to like act silly with, have fun, run around, do crazy things with.
Crazy guys.
Yeah, well, still parenting, of course. But so I think like that's the part I love the most is just like enjoying it with them versus
you were
when
like-
I was a kid, it went so quick. You'd go out, you'd come back,
I used to like look forward to
done.
it so much. Like
so much.
I remember in grade 3. How old are you in grade 3?
You are 8,
Maybe
7, 8.
was it grade? No, it was grade 6. Sorry, grade 6. I was doing like we were like plotting out what streets we were going to go to with.
Yeah.
It's like me and Temmie, and like trying to figure out what streets we were
Yeah,
going to
the
go
best
down.
streets, the
and
best this.
the best route.
And then where you
like,
kept your candy after. What did you do? Like that was an important part. We had siblings. Like I used to put my chocolate bars in a briefcase with a lock.
Really? No, I
Yeah.
would just keep everything in my closet because I think I transitioned from a bucket to like a pillowcase.
Yeah, we eventually
and
went
when
pillowcase.
you go pillowcase, that's like the pro move.
You're hardcore.
And filling up that pillowcase, I would keep going and going and going, and thought vampires were around, maybe go kill a couple vampires. So I was a weird kid.
You ever get jumped during Halloween?
No, see, that never happened to
It
me.
never happened to me
No,
either.
it was like a myth, maybe,
Maybe.
but yeah, maybe I don't know. But does that still happen these days? Kids are weird these days.
It's
Like,
different. I don't know. I think it's different in different neighborhoods, obviously, but like, I don't know, the concept of like the traditional 80s, 90s, like what what Halloween was about. I feel like
Yeah,
you don't do that anymore.
but maybe my mind's just.
Did you ever
super
egg
jaded.
a house during Halloween?
No, I didn't do any pranks like that.
Really?
You did.
We used to egg all the
Yeah,
time.
I know. It was I think I didn't
We
partake in that
egged,
stuff.
we toilet paper.
You got caught, didn't you?
I got caught a couple times.
You got what happened there?
I threw an egg at somebody's house and they
But
just
they,
came
like,
to my
they
house.
knew you.
I just had to clean it.
They knew you.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Well, you know everybody in your neighborhood. That's the problem. You don't shit in your own
That's why you
like
gotta,
kitchen.
guys, kids. If you're
If you're gonna egg,
if you're riding in the car with your kids, turn this up and listen to 2 guys who have done it.
leave the neighborhood before you
If you're-
commit a crime.
If you're gonna trick and not treat, don't do it in your hood.
Yeah,
But also do it in a safe neighborhood, because like
it's a balance.
it could
World's
be a horror
crazy.
movie in the making.
I like horror movies. You
No,
said
you
so.
don't. You don't like.
I
horror
do. I
Movies.
just Terrifier 3 that you were talking about
Yeah,
before.
I saw Terrifier 3.
I don't think I could. That's a little bit too much gore.
But like it's so.
I know it's fake, but it's
so.
like-
But it's so extreme that it's like not
Yeah,
even.
it's comical.
Yeah, like that was always funny because like as we mentioned, I used to watch a different horror movie every night, and I've literally been doing that for I can't even remember not doing it. So when I started dating Jess and it hit October, and I'm like watching these movies and like laughing during like these crazy scenes, she's just like, oh, he's
a psycho.
he's a psychopath.
This is the man I have to marry.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like horror movies. I can't even pinpoint what my favorite horror movie would be, but
There's a lot of good ones.
there's a lot. It depends on.
I mean,
what
it's also
kind of-
generational. It's like you can easily say some great ones from like the 90s
So
and
that's
80s.
what I did last
But there
year.
are some good ones, like new ones that also
I
hold
know,
water.
A lot of new ones. I like the Conjuring series has been my favorite. And whenever anyone asks
Apparently,
about
Talk to Me was really good,
Talk to Me, it was fine.
and
That was
There's some
fine.
good ones.
The
I
one
mean,
on Netflix.
would
I
you
watched that one that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, did you,
Why?
Mr. Crockett?
Yeah. So it started strong and then got really stupid.
Yeah,
It was like, okay, like it didn't need to, I don't want to spoil stuff, but
no
there
spoilers.
it was just unnecessary. It started like, I was like, oh, okay, this is like,
Creepy and
this
kind
is
of cool.
good.
And
Like
fun.
it's a little graphic. It's interesting. And then it just got freaking dumb with like the seance stuff. And I was like, oh, that's kind of stupid. But last year I actually went back 31 years and watched a movie from each year, 31 years prior, counting up to 2023.
You need help.
And that was really, really cool
That's insane.
because I started stuff from like this,
That's crazy.
like the 80s. The 80s horror movies are my favorite.
Yeah,
I love the 80s horror movies. Those are like Nightmare on Elm Street, classics.
yeah. I'm reading. It's funny. I'm reading Pet Cemetery now.
Yeah, the book is messed up.
Yeah, it's so far it's getting pretty heavy. But I remember watching Pet Cemetery for the first time at Tammy's
Yeah,
house.
same. Yeah.
And like being
Yeah.
so scarred from it, and
Him
it's
and-
nice to revisit it.
When we were kids, there was a movie called The Gate,
Yeah,
and it's about this like freaking portal to hell in these people's backyards, and like I remember that movie freaked me out so bad as a kid, so bad, and I rewatched it last year
and it was a joke.
It is so
Do you
cheesy.
remember the movie Monster Squad?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, so like
I have it on Blu-ray.
my kids just watched it yesterday.
Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah, or he's a version or whatever. It's such a good movie.
It's fantastic. It's what I love.
Have you seen my Monster Squad poster that I have?
Yeah, if I have.
Yeah.
I probably have one similar.
You know.
No, because
This
yours
is a
is
high-end one, good
Yes,
one.
I know your stupid prints. But Monster Squad was always my favorite. I always like a good montage getting ready to kill the bad guys.
To go out. Like you finally had enough. You're ready to go out and make
that's a
some
really
change.
good. It's especially the '80s ones, and like the guy with the bandana. I forget his name. He's like in the shop class sharpening his steaks.
So
And
good.
So the Lost Boys was always a good one for me. It's always like when kids go up against the monsters.
Yeah, well, that's why Stranger Things did so well as a phenomenon. Because
Yeah,
it's the
that
first
is-
time bringing it back. That kind of
I didn't get super into Stranger
That
Things, and I
energy.
thought I was going to. I really liked season 1 and 2, but
the last season was pretty good.
it was better than I thought. I remember I watched it on the way home from Europe, and I just
traveling abroad.
I thought it would be better. I
Yeah,
thought it
well,
would
the
be-
problem is as they get older, it's not so much kids going up against things anymore. It's just more like these adult superstars who are now like
Yeah.
no. So like the buy-in isn't as much there. Are you guys for Halloween? So you said that you guys are going out.
Yeah.
Or in staying in a little bit, but did you get matching costumes? Because I said, are you
Not-
going to start
not
that
yet.
tradition or no?
Not yet. We
Like you got him a costume, but have you not
did.
thought about the two of you?
not yet. No, it's been
Or do you not even do it?
No, we're gonna do it. It's just been such a chaotic last couple of days, just with work and stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm
but the
like,
month you should be start thinking about is October 1st when you
Yeah.
start thinking about it.
it's been a crazy
Do
October.
you have a Spirit Halloween near you?
No, there's one in Etobicoke, so kind of near my office.
Yeah. Just jump in there. It's
was
fun.
gonna-
That's where I got this
I
from.
was gonna go today, but my day did not go as planned.
Your day got away from you.
One of my agents is having a baby as we speak.
Ooh,
and
spooky.
I just got an offer on one of her
dude,
listings.
missed opportunity. You should have brought her on.
I had the
during
baby here.
Had her give birth here.
That would have been
You're not thinking about the podcast. That's the problem.
virality.
Virality.
I think that's a different word.
I don't know. I wasn't listening to the beginning. I just tried to interpret what you said.
Yeah.
So no matching costumes, or you could attempt to do that post.
We're gonna try.
I mean, again, it's so much more access these days. You can order on Amazon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm a fan.
I'm
I'm a fan of Halloween. I love it. It's also like the last, kind of great weather-ish of the year. Like you kind of start to leave after Halloween's done from like sweater weather to like, okay, it's getting cold. Okay,
Yeah.
I need a heavier jacket and like winter. Like you have not
But I
much
love
to look
Christmas too.
for.
I do.
Christmas is good.
I like
right?
the Christmas season.
But
Have
then you
you
hit
noticed-
January and then you hit February.
No, I hate that. I'm down with Christmas and snow until January 3rd, and then I'm over it.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how every store I went into was just all Christmas decorations, and Halloween shit is already like
It's already done.
done.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Because they
That's
assume
like-
everyone got it already. Now we're in the final week
Man,
before
they
Halloween.
gotta
They're like,
talk to the
switching
freaking
up.
Greenberg Widdens because like it's
you know when things are changing when you walk into the Dollarama and like those themed aisles have changed and you're like, okay, it's changing.
Walmart, Home Sense, all of those freaking places.
Yeah.
Like, give us a little bit of spooky season, man. What used to freak you out as a kid? Like, what were some
I was
things
I was a scared kid, as you know. Like
of
I watched
everything?
horror movies, but like I was afraid of like my basement.
Should we talk about the Shadow Man?
We've brought him up before.
But you've never gone into Shadow Man.
I'm not ready yet.
No, you should.
I'm not
you should
ready yet.
Maybe get into what you
There
thought
was
Shadow
there was
Man-
a shadow monster that occupied my basement.
Yeah.
And he would just terrorize us, my friends.
Yeah.
And so we try not to go down there when there's too many shadows.
So true story. When Jess and I first moved into this house, we were in bed, and both of us, out of nowhere, it was like 2, 3 in the morning. It sounded like something was talking through a loudspeaker. We didn't have a TV unit set up in our room yet. Nothing was. It was literally the first couple of nights we were here.
Yeah.
And it sounded like freaking talking, and it woke both of us up. Still to this day,
Haunted.
no idea what it was from. We always hear like kind of thuds. Just think someone lives in the attic, and
Have you been up there?
no. And we've seen a lot of like movies and TV documentaries about people who live in people's attics. So maybe there's some. Maybe he's a fan of the podcast. If you are,
Yeah,
like,
get him to subscribe at
yeah,
least.
just like and subscribe and leave a comment that you watch us every day. But that's pretty freaky. I always felt my parents' house was haunted. I always
Yeah.
felt in the basement.
It's the old houses that are like
Yeah.
that give off that vibe. Are you nervous? Like Joey's the kind of kid who's scared of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like she gets scared of like going upstairs alone. Like where Sunny will do anything. She'll go upstairs, she'll go to the basement, and Atlas is the same.
Yeah.
Joey's just afraid.
Where does that come
And
from?
so I don't know. I don't know if it just comes from like awareness or it's just in her, or maybe because I showed her like scary movies when she was 1 and 2 just for the fun of it. I didn't do that.
No.
But I don't know. I think it's personality driven to some extent. Like she's just more of a
Do they have
scared
like
kind of person.
nightmares and then come sleep in your bed?
Yeah, that's never happened yet.
Not yet.
No.
That used to happen to me as a kid a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I watched horror movies since I
Yeah,
was
you
little.
were exposed
so-
to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I always wonder, like, is, when it comes to Halloween, like, is all this scary, the scary things that I set up at my house, like, is it too scary?
Yeah.
Or am I, because, like, Alice is so funny. So, like, we have these zombies, right? All these
Yeah.
different zombies, robotic zombies, and Atlas loves them. And I don't know if he loves them because we made them. Like I explained to him. So that's why it's like you either shield your kid from these scary things or you do it and explain to them like they're robots and that he likes them.
yeah.
And we gave him names. So he named them all our zombies. He named them Michael,
Okay.
Steve,
Wow.
Carl,
Wow. Okay.
and David.
Okay.
He just named them like real names. And every day
He says hi to them.
he wants me to plug them in, go outside, go to each one. He wants to watch them. He wants to touch them. He's like into it. And I think that's, a good thing because I wasn't like shielding him from like some of these scary things that are clearly not scary. They're just, they appear to be scary, but they're really just like rubber and,
Well, yeah.
and material and robotics and things like that.
That's beneficial into
He
the
loves
real
them.
zombie apocalypse, and then he's going to think the zombies are his friends and
No,
he's dead.
maybe he'll be overconfident and just like
Become
completely
king of
destroy.
the zombies?
King of the zombies.
Okay. He's
Kind
the
of
zombie
like,
king.
what was that monkey movie? Like Planet of the Apes stuff.
Oh yeah, I never liked those movies
The
either.
new ones are amazing.
I heard they're good. Not
Amazing.
my kind of thing.
Push through it, man. It's good.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that this month is going faster. I wish that I wasn't so swamped with work to kind of enjoy it, and Asher's with the nanny, so like it's just it's flying by, man.
Because part of the fun for Halloween with your kids is like not just Halloween night. Now it's a month long, right? Like
Yeah.
October 1st, we went outside, we decorated, like, and then
You
we
do it on
like
the first.
we do it on like not on the first, but on the first weekend of October is when I
Okay.
do it. So if it lands on the first, great. But now like I got Joey into traditions that I love. So like every night, Joey watches a new episode of Treehouse of Horror. So she's going through all the
There's
seasons.
a lot of them.
Well, I think there's like how many seasons? Like 40 seasons or 38.
Yeah.
So there's enough to watch one per night and not repeat.
It doesn't scare her. Some of them are
She
scary.
likes it. No, she likes them.
Okay.
So like doing those things for the whole month, having these traditions, whether it's Halloween or built around something else, are fun things that you guys can enjoy together. And so like
Yeah.
when I said like my parents took me trick or treating, mostly my dad. I don't think my mom ever took me. But it's not like they would dress up. It was very like segregated. It's like my parents would wait on the sidewalk, my dad and we'd run up, we'd run back to him, and then we'd walk further. Where like I like to be the kind of parent that
Goes
is
to the door?
participating, not necessarily
'Cause
even
you
goes
want,
to the door,
you
but
want some
like
candy too.
forget the candy. I just like to participate in the things that they like. I find it more enjoyable to be a part of things that they enjoy, and I think
Yeah.
that they appreciate it,
Oh no,
or
for
they'll
sure.
or they'll grow to appreciate it, right?
Yeah, like we've mentioned before, it's just like parents are way more involved these days than in our past, right?
Mhm.
So like there's more like we do more shit. At least from I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe it's just a memory thing.
Everything's
Maybe
just
our
like-
parents did tons, just a
Yeah.
blur, just
It's-
yelling
it's-
at you in the car.
It's a blur. And I was thinking about this the other day. Like I don't remember a lot of stuff.
You said that in honor of Halloween that you had some like scary Reddit situations.
Yeah, for scary. The reason why I thought of this was
Yeah, well, you were
some of the
mentioning
shit that
it. I
has
want to
come-
hear about it.
Some of the shit that's come out of your kid's mouth.
Yeah, they said
like-
some crazy stuff. Oh, I
yeah.
got some more stories.
Yeah, let's hear some
Real-
more before we dive into the Reddit stuff.
So, how do I even begin this?
That's
I don't
always
want
a good
this
way.
to come across. Okay, so did I tell the cross country story? I don't remember if that happened between last week.
No.
Joey, when she went to cross country, what happened at cross country?
No,
So Joey went to cross country.
I'm waiting for like a haunted story.
It's not scary. It's just
Okay.
a story that happened that went down this past week. Joey went to cross country. So that's when you go to like another school and you run and whatever. I brought it up a couple weeks ago that she was going to be going. And so she's standing there with like 3 of her friends. She's in grade 4. and she has to go to the washroom or the bathroom, whatever. And she's like going, and then there's like 6 grade 6 girls there, and they're just like blocking the doorway and not letting them pass, and like pushing them back without like hardcore pushing them, and like
What?
calling them short, like just being like,
Assholes?
idiot grade 6s, whatever.
Okay.
And like Joey's like, trying to get through whatever, and eventually like she pushes through these 6 girls, and as she's walking by, stomps one of the girls' feet, and then goes inside and goes to the washroom. And then she comes out, and then she goes and finds a coach and tells the coach what these girls have been doing.
Okay.
And so like she didn't get in trouble. Like the principal told me about it. And like apparently this other school is like it's a newer school. They're having some like issues with these kids. And so like these other kids got a big like, talking to.
Okay.
But what are your thoughts on that? Was Joey in the wrong?
No, she was 100% in the right.
Should she be hitting? Should she be doing something like that? Is that the first approach? The answer is no, she shouldn't. But if I had to have if I can only choose one type of kid, I like the idea, especially with a girl, who stands up for herself. If she's willing to stand up now, then you're setting the tone that when she's at a party, when she's this, when she's that she's willing to speak her mind and do what she needs to do to make herself feel safe and comfortable and whatever. And so like, although that's not the best approach, like she probably should have went and told the coach ahead of time, not assaulted another kid, even though like it's not the best thing to do. I'm still happier that she didn't like just take it and not say anything or slink away or whatever. So I don't know. I'm learning all these new things. I don't know what the right or wrong thing to do is, but like inside, I feel like I'm not angry at her for that. It was just an opportunity to tell her like, don't hit. But I like that was her instinct versus like something else.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what?
Right?
Did these girls not go to her school?
No, different
so she'll
school.
never see them again.
No. And well, that's exactly what I said to her. It's a good point. Is that like, not only don't hit because it's not nice to hit someone, but like these are 6 girls, so double the amount of girls you were with.
Yeah, that's
and they're in
too.
Grade 6. She could have punched you in the face.
Yeah, you could
like she could have hurt you.
That could be really bad, or like even worse. Like,
right? Who knows? So like that's not the thing to do. If somebody's doing something wrong and you're at a school event, like just tell a teacher, like just. That wasn't
I meant more in the direction of like weird shit your kids have said that have creeped you out.
I know, but you know how this works. You remind me of something, and then I'm like, oh yeah.
So let's hear some weird shit that your kids have said that have freaked you out.
My kids haven't been weird with me lately. Like they're out of that phase. Nothing's freaking me out.
Sunny is always in that phase.
Sunny is just
She wants to push you down the stairs.
Not anymore. She's not violent anymore. She's grown out of that phase.
All right, then let me pull up these.
You got some stories. So what is
emails.
this? Preface this for our listeners, because I'm not sure what you did here.
It kind of like triggered me watching the previous pod. I think because I posted a reel of it or a clip of it that some weird shit that Sunny said to you guys that have freaked you out. So I have found it's just some weird shit that kids say, because kids say
the darndest things.
The darndest things.
And these are like scary things in the vein of Halloween.
So I've got a bunch because I use a certain program. So I can go through.
I use program on computer.
Yeah. So the first one, it's called The Man Crawling by the Bed.
Are these scary stories? You remember Scary Stories Till at Midnight?
Yeah, we used to write freaking
I'm so
books.
uncomfortable because the fucking costume has a tail and I can't, like, it's like just going right out my ass.
That Scary Stories to Tell at Midnight was the horror movie I was watching when I pocket dialed my mom.
Oh yeah,
I talked about that in the podcast.
Okay, so these are scary stories. Scary stories of parents recollecting
from what kids have said to them. Weird shit that kids have said. So this one's called Man Crawling by the Bed. A 4-year-old girl once reassured her mom that the white wolves she thought lived in their kitchen cupboards were friendly. However, she added, "There are friends, but not the man who crawls on the floor and stands by my bed." This unexpected twist sent chills through the room. So, like, where do you get that from? Like,
you get rid of that kid post haste.
You do, right?
Post haste.
This one's called The Timeout Baby. A preschool teacher witnessed a girl playing with a doll, rocking it gently. Then suddenly, the girl shoved the doll into a toy oven, slammed the door, and eerily whispered, "Sometimes bad babies go in timeout," before running off with a smile.
Yeah, I mean, that would be creepy to an adult. I'm sure the kid wasn't being creepy. Like, she probably didn't connect that the oven is where you cook someone.
What if she did?
Then it's creepy. Speaking of which, did you hear what happened at Walmart? The story at Walmart in
No.
Newfoundland? Newfoundland or New Brunswick, somewhere in Canada, Halifax maybe, I don't know. An employee, they have like giant size, like full size ovens.
Oh.
Like that, I guess they cook like chickens, like just full size.
Yeah, they have kitchens.
Walk-in
Yeah.
ovens, like
Yeah.
you can walk into the oven.
That's
She
horrible.
went into the oven, cooked herself. Just happened today or
Today?
last night.
Really?
Yeah.
She cooked. She
There's a
couldn't get
huge-
out.
all over the news. She couldn't get out. Apparently, like
That's
people,
I
like
know what you did
patrons were
last summer.
heard screaming and stuff, but they couldn't find where it was coming from. And by the time they found, it was too late. They like closed the store. They rushed everyone out, and like this girl cooked herself.
That's fucked.
Crazy.
That takes a long time.
Depends on what the temperature of the oven is, I
That's
guess.
probably 475.
475, 20 minutes.
Yes.
It's so dark.
Rotating.
It's
I'm
Halloween.
thinking of Kramer in the
Yeah,
rotisserie.
in the as the
the-
turkey.
Oh my goodness.
Great episode.
This one's knife for the baby.
What would you do if your kid did that in the last one? Like if
Cooked herself?
No. Through like if Asher like takes a doll and says something like that, like are you creeped out or are you just like it's innocent? He doesn't mean it, but it's a
I'm
creepy.
keeping my eye on him.
Yeah, you're not going to
I'm
bed.
keeping my eye on that one.
All right, what's the next one?
It's called Knife for the Baby. During a family dinner, a 4-year-old asked his pregnant aunt if there was a baby in her belly. When she confirmed, he nonchalantly slid off the chair and said, "We need to get it out. I'll go get the knife," leaving everyone speechless.
Yee.
Two ways to look at it.
Maybe-
Aspirations of being a surgeon?
Yeah, maybe he'll be a doctor.
Maybe he's going to be a doctor.
Maybe a doctor.
Maybe he'll be a serial killer.
That's where your chance. That's the
You
opportunity
got a
as a
fork in the
parent
road. That was a
to
dad pun.
guide them in the right direction.
Which would be serial killer.
Yeah, because you'll
Yeah,
be
you-
more notorious, and you get a Netflix
Yeah,
special.
like you get enough, or you could be a surgeon serial killer.
Ooh, that's definitely
That's
Netflix
a
special.
That's a good one.
That's a Netflix
Yeah,
special.
you know what I mean. You want that Netflix money.
Yeah, maybe Hulu even.
Next one, The Girl in the Room.
Yeah.
A boy repeatedly mentioned seeing a girl in a specific bedroom at his uncle's cottage. Dismissing it as imagination, the uncle was later stunned when another child who had never met the boy pointed to the same room and asked about the pretty girl. The connection deepened when the boy pointed to a picture of his uncle's late wife and asked if she stayed at the cottage. That was bad. That was not a good one.
Not a great one. That's why you got to pre-read these. You
I
gotta
did
pre-screen
pre-read them.
Do
I
you
think
ever?
I-
Do you ever
I-
see the videos of like creepy things of like happening like around houses and stuff? Like just crazy videos on YouTube of like a paranormal event.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
That's just so much fun to watch.
I
That's
like
so
a
creepy.
goal of mine, and this sucks. Like I guess before even Asher, I would have loved to stay at the Conjuring house.
Yeah.
Like, have you watched the Conjuring movies?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've seen them all, but how many are there? There's like a lot of them, right?
There's 3 actual Conjuring movies. There's The Nun. There's
Yeah, and then
Annabelle.
there's like
The Devil
spin-offs.
Made Me Do It. It's all about Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah, it goes
Warren.
back.
They're-
Which one's the best one? Is there a best one?
Conjuring 1 and 2 are both freaking phenomenal.
Hmm.
And when anyone asks for a horror movie recommendation,
You start there.
it's usually there. And I ask what kind of movie they want because there's
You're so
levels. There's
deep.
levels to the shit. This one's related to you.
Oh,
It's
great.
called
Did
The
I write it?
The Shadow in the Grandpa.
Shadow Man.
A mother shared that her young son claimed to regularly talk to Grandpa in their house. When she showed him old family photos, he correctly identified his deceased grandfather, who had died years before the boy was born. Even scarier, the boy once mentioned that the shadow man in the house doesn't like the grandpa.
And that boy was me.
There
I'm that
was. Hold on a sec. There was another really good one.
Do you ever I'm just one I don't know. Like do you think that any of this is when you read these, do you find that any of them could be true, or do you think they're just like people bullshitting
I think
online?
these are true. This one's called Cracked Sky.
You think they're all true?
Potentially.
Everything's potentially
Cracked Sky. A parent recalled a disturbing moment with their twin daughters. One day, while playing outside, one looked at the sky and said, "The sky is cracked and on fire." The other added, "Yes, the people are screaming," before returning to their dolls like nothing happened. That was pretty.
scary.
Yeah,
Scary
kids are
stuff.
just weird, man. Like,
I think that kids are also just like in tune with they have better imaginations, but also maybe if there is any type of spiritual world out there,
Yeah.
I feel like the innocence of a child would be able to tap into it before you become an adult and cynical and you start to close off those windows in your brain.
yeah, like this one.
I'm
This
guessing
is-
kids are probably more connected.
This one's
to that.
called Cutting Off Lips. In a casual conversation about how to safely behave around a newborn, A 3-year-old girl chirped in with, "And you don't cut off baby's lips with a sharp knife." Out of nowhere.
Yeah, the kids are fucked, man.
No one
Well,
knew where the idea came from, but
Yeah.
mentioned it was deeply disturbing.
That is, again, that's similar to the Sunny story where she like pulled scissors out of her bag and like threatened to cut our neighbor. Like,
Yeah.
they don't necessarily like connect A to B. I
Well-
wonder, has there been, I think there's been, speaking of horror movies, like an AI horror movie. Has
Multiple,
there been?
yeah.
But
there's one
been,
called AI.
No, but that's not a horror movie.
No, one that just came out.
Yeah, what's that one called? It's not called AI. It's called something else. Where like the house is trying to kill them.
That
and it's
one,
like an
and then
AI
there's
technology.
the AI doll that I want to say Megan. It was
Oh yeah,
it's called
Megan. That's right.
Yeah, that was decent actually. It was actually better than I expected.
That's what we have to really fear is AI.
No, we need to fear the Elon Musk robots.
Yeah, I know those are scary.
Those are fucking terrifying.
But apparently that was the whole thing was a scam.
Oh, it's not real? Is he just trolling us?
No, it's real. Like he's going to do it, but apparently, behind the scenes there was like, Corey Mandel stuff. Like there was people it wasn't robots' voices. There was people who were responding behind the scenes and helping guide these things because this is what it will eventually be able to do. So I don't know how you want to see if AI can tell us a short scary story right now, live on this podcast.
Let's do it. You're good at this stuff.
We're gonna end this podcast.
How long we been rolling for?
It doesn't matter because it's Halloween.
It's a short episode.
Not if this is a 25-minute story. It's not.
Oh my goodness! All right.
We're gonna end this Halloween episode with a spooky, scary story. So let's
Only spooky, scary stories in my life right now.
Yeah. Okay. You want to incorporate that into it?
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna make it about I'm gonna improvise right now. Okay. So here we go. I'm gonna give it a prompt.
Yep.
And it's gonna tell us with vocals a scary story. Here we go.
I believe in you. Oh, it's gonna read it out.
Yeah.
Can you ask to read it out like Dracula?
No. Hey, can you tell me a scary story?
Hey there. How can I help you today?
Okay, don't interrupt, okay? Can you tell me a scary story about two guys who have a podcast about, being dads and dad life, and they film in this small little studio, at night once a week, and kind of make it spooky, but make it a little bit funny too, and don't make it so long, but long enough to have kind of a good premise to it. And their names are Daniel and Paul, and they're also currently selling merch and hooded sweatshirts. And you don't need to include that part though. But yeah, nice, scary story. And if you can do a spooky voice, that would be even better. If you need any more tidbits of what to include, just ask. Otherwise, you can begin.
Got it. I'll set the scene for you.
Ooh.
Late at night, in a small, dimly lit studio, Daniel and Paul, the dynamic duo behind the Dad Life Chronicles podcast,
That's not what we're called.
preparing for their latest.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my mistake. Let me start. No worries. Let's dive into the story. My guidelines won't let me talk about that. Can I help you with something else?
Wow, what a letdown.
Wow.
Sorry, just tell me a short, scary story about two guys, Daniel and Paul, who have a Dad Collective podcast, who work in a studio down in the dark, and it's fun, and the podcast is called the Dad Collective Podcast. Go.
Yeah, this is working out real good.
This is spooky. Go ahead.
I think she's not listening to you.
She's pissed.
You just pissed off
In
AI.
the heart of a night. I'm here, ready to tell the story. Let's get into the spooky mood with Daniel and Paul, hosts of the Dad Collective podcast. In their dimly lit studio, they laughed and shared dad jokes, unaware that tonight's episode would be unlike any other. As they discussed eerie tales of fatherhood, the lights began to flicker and a chill filled the air. They laughed it off, but then a mysterious sound echoed from the dark corners of the studio, growing louder and closer.
Is that it?
And what happened next?
Daniel and Paul exchanged worried glances, their laughter fading. The sound morphed into a low, whispering voice, calling their names. Daniel, Paul. They stood, hearts pounding, searching the darkness. Suddenly, the studio door creaked open, revealing a shadowy figure. It stepped forward
Shadow
into
Man.
the light, revealing their biggest fan. Laughter erupted, breaking the tension as they realized the true spirit of the Dad Collective was in the fun of fatherhood, even in the spookiest of times.
Wow.
That was a terrible story.
My camera stopped working.
That's okay, because that would have been all on me. So we're all good. So, Paul, you excited? You scared? You ready? You nervous? You happy?
All the above, man. I'm circling that E. All of the above on that
Shit.
Scantron.
Yeah.
I'm excited for candy. Are you going to steal your kids' candy? You should.
No, I don't, because I
Yeah,
can just
still.
buy my own candy like an adult.
Yeah, but that's the joy.
I don't like stranger candy. Stranger
What are you
danger.
worried about?
I don't know, guys. It's more about like germs and shit. People touching it with their hands and their kids like boogering it up. I don't know. I don't.
Do your kids booger everything up?
No, but
Or
I don't
you're saying
trust
your
other kids.
candy is.
My candy's higher. I don't I don't mind my own kids boogers.
But other kids,
I don't want their kid boogers.
you started the coronavirus
Whatever.
with your freaking candy. That was a great story. I actually was on the edge of my seat there.
The ending kind of just fell short.
Because, like, at the end of the day, he still broke into my fucking house.
Who was it?
Our biggest fan.
Who was it though?
We don't have any fans.
I thought it was gonna be her kid. Yeah, there's no. That's what makes it really
It
scary.
doesn't make any sense at all.
ChatGPT has
Weird.
some flaws in it.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
if you are watching us on YouTube, you should be watching this episode on YouTube because we're in cool costumes. So if you're listening to the car and you got this far, just go back home and rewatch it on YouTube. That's what you should have done anyways. And if you
Double
do
it
that,
up, double
make
it up.
sure you hit that like button and subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment about your spooky, maybe your kids have said some weird shit.
Yeah. You
Let
like the
us know.
Jimmy Kimmel stuff when they like take the kid candy away?
Jimmy Fallon?
No, it's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy Kimmel. It's Kimmel. It's Kimmel. I love that.
You think it's funny?
I think it's hilarious.
It is kind of funny.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, some people are like, oh, it's abuse. I don't know.
Abuse?
It's because I think they tell them right after. It's like just playing a little
People are
practical
so
joke.
dumb. Telling your kids they're adopted is worse.
Are you going to do that?
Maybe.
Okay, we'll see.
And if you're listening on the audio platforms, rate us, comment us, favorite us, do that. And you know what you should do? Because it's getting cold.
Yeah, you need a hoodie.
Buy some fucking merch, people.
Whoa, it's getting aggressive.
There it is.
Spooky.
Spooky. Ha 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 ha.
Should we do a
Links in the
Halloween
bio.
shirt?
Yeah, we should have done that like a while ago.
Yeah, it's a little late.
It's
This
just a little
episode's already
late.
out by
We're
the
gonna
time they're
do a
watching.
We're going to do a holiday shirt.
Oh, I
Maybe
like that.
say like
Ugly
ho,
sweater.
ho, hoes.
But that's not dad like.
Maybe we'll do an ugly sweater. Who freaking knows?
I'm Daniel.
Woody.
And I'm what's his name again? I'm Bandit.
Woody.
And this has been another episode of the Spooky
Dad Collective Podcast.
Jess told me that she wants you to wear that to bed tonight.
Oh, sweet. You're going to be my Buzz Lightyear.
Oh shit.
To infinity and beyond.
The Dad Collective, that's the show. With two young dads to let you know the ups and downs, the